I just want to let you know that I have seen something under the sun. That the fastest runner is not always who won. And the strongest warrior is not always who takes the battle. And the wise, sometimes they go hungry. The brilliant don't always gain wealth. And, the educated are not always successful. Time and chance happen to us all. I got that from the Bible. And the reason why I love that is because it really applies to my life. It applies to who I am and my story. So you heard that, the Shade Room Media Company is a company I founded in 2014. And Time magazine named it 30 most influential. Forbes said that we revolutionized the way people consume media and trending news. So today when they said, okay, come here and talk about momentum, I was like, you know what? I never really even broke down momentum in my career. It was something that happened, and I had to go back and, really look at what happened for me to get momentum in that, And I realized that it was chance. Chance met me when I was broke. It met me when I was, first of all, I was a first-generation Nigerian American. So I heard somebody say, ooh, we got Nigerians in here. I was first-generation Nigerian American. I, grew up in foster care. I went to college, yes, but I got a 2.9, and I'm rounding it up to a 2.9. And I graduated and didn't think I could get into grad school or law school. I took the LSAT, bombed it. Took the GMAT, got the lowest score you could imagine. And then I was unemployed. I was forced out of my job, and I was living in this one-bedroom apartment thinking, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna pay the rent? That's when chance knocked on my door. So, basically, I was thinking about this momentum thing, and I said, okay, I know what happened. Chance knocked on my door, and I responded to chance with momentum. But what is momentum? Because I looked up the definition of momentum, and I found that it's this. There's an equation. And momentum really means to move in a specific direction. It's mass moving in a specific direction. So the P here, because there's two M's, the P represents momentum. Mass times velocity. So I found the issue with this, though, like giving you guys this equation and saying that this is the key to momentum in your life, because this is a physics term. And there's one little tweak that I wanted to make to this equation, right? So, hold on just a second. Can you get that for a second? It landed nowhere. Can you open it? Can you turn it to the back? What does that say on the back of it?
This is not deep.
It's not deep. And why is it not deep? Because I just threw trash at you. But that is an example of momentum. I took mass, I used force, and I threw it at you. And it went to a specific direction and landed on the floor. So I said, okay, well, let me figure out how to use a better equation that you can use in your life to get something that you want. Because that equation is only gonna tell you to move. We all move, everybody moves. In fact, I believe there are 3 states of momentum, right? You're either, well, first let me explain the equation, and then we'll go into the 3 states. I decided to add, can you hold that one up so everybody can see? I decided to add Q to the equation, Q in front of everything to the equation. And I also decided to change the words attached to the acronyms. So this stands for quality progress, quality power, quality push, which also equals momentum, but a quality momentum. And this stands for quality movement. This stands for quality vision, right? And I'm gonna show you how I found this to be slightly different from that equation. can catch this with the hat? You think you can? Can you put your hands out to make sure? I don't know, I'm not good and I don't know. But let's see if you can catch this. You caught it. Can you open that for me? What's in that? There's money in there. How much money? $20. Okay, so the difference between that and that was that I threw that into the audience. I know there's an audience behind me, but I didn't choose a specific person. I just threw it there. And you are gonna throw that away after this speech because that's trash. This time, I chose you. I made sure you were ready. I said, are you ready to catch this? So I made sure that what I was giving you, you wanted and you were ready for. You got up and you caught it. And are you gonna throw that money away? You're not gonna throw it away because it's valuable. What I threw to you was valuable. And that's the essence of this new, that's the whole point of this new formula that I created, was that there was quality attached to it. I saw my consumer, I made sure you were ready for what I was giving you, and then I threw it to you. Then I took the force and said, okay, I'm gonna steady myself right here so that you can catch it. And that's the difference. That's how you gain momentum in business, and not just even in business, but in every area of your life. First, I'll tell you how I gain momentum in business with this equation. I started my business on Instagram. I literally started an Instagram page. At the time, I didn't know how to do a www dot. I wasn't a genius, no. As I told you, I had a 2.9. And so because of that, I didn't know how to make a website. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna start a media company on Instagram because I'm a consumer of media, and I typically get my news from social media. I know if I ask a lot of you, where do you get your news from? You'll say, oh, somebody shared it on social media, somebody tagged me in a post. That was the new thing. But the websites weren't seeing that. They weren't seeing the vision. They were like, oh no, there's no way that you can create a media company on social media. That's stupid, don't do it. Who does that? But I saw an opportunity and a vision for my company. At 3,500 followers on an Instagram page, you can imagine how crazy that is because all of my friends were looking at me like, you're on Instagram all day, what exactly are you doing? You're unemployed. I was the biggest loser of the alumni, trust and believe that, okay? But at 3,500 followers, I saw this quality vision. And that's here. And I decided to make quality movement towards that quality vision. What was my quality movement that I made towards this vision? Well, number one, I was on that page 24/7, okay? I had from the time I had 1 follower to the time I had 100 followers, I still was treating them, as if they were gold. That 100 that I focused on, I focused on the people who were consuming what I had to give. And I knew what they wanted. They wanted news 24/7, that didn't exist at the time. They wanted to be able to scroll through Instagram or Facebook, look at their friend's page, and then get the news simultaneously. They didn't want to click out. They didn't want to go to www dot. I knew what kind of news they wanted. So I targeted the Black community. I'm a Black woman, and so it's Black media, and I knew they wanted Black news. So I focused on that, giving them exactly what they wanted, constantly, consistently. I did this for 8 months, no money, didn't make a dime. I got my first check after 8 months of doing this. And so that was my quality movement towards my quality vision, which gave me momentum. That's why the Shade Room gets 60 to 100,000 new roommates. I call them roommates, our readers, because they live in the Shade Room. But that's why we bring in that amount of followers every week. Because we have that momentum, we don't stop. The Shade Room will never close, even on Christmas, even on New Year's, we're posting consistently. And if we didn't, it would be like crazy. People would be like, what happened, because we're so consistent. And so I would say that is an example of quality movement. So going back to the 3 states of momentum. One state is quality movement towards your quality vision. which is momentum, right? Because momentum is the movement. So you're either, I want to propose that we're all in one of these three states. You're either moving towards your vision or moving away from it. There's such thing as momentum in the opposite direction. And the third state is that you're staying stagnant, right? So as I was doing this, at first I was just doing it for business. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna use this for business and tell them how to use this in business. But it started to haunt me, like, as I'm thinking of momentum and this topic that I have to talk about, I'm starting to see it pop up in every area of my life. And I'm like, wait a minute, this can be applied to every area of my life. To give you an example, health, right? A lot of us have a life goal of being extremely healthy. We all have a vision of what we want to look like, what we want to wear, when we get to that point, how many miles we want to run on the treadmill, whatever. We all have a health, not all of us, but most of us have a health vision for ourselves, right? But I found that me, for instance, I'll eat a burger sometimes instead of the salad, I'll stay in instead of going to the gym because I don't like the gym, right? But if I go to the gym and I make that my movement towards my quality vision, and I know I hate the gym, then that's not quality movement. That's something I can't sustain. That's something I can't continuously do, So what would quality movement look like, me trying to achieve a health goal? Well, I like to do adventurous stuff. I like to ride bikes and go hiking. Okay, well, that can be the quality movement that I make towards health. As far as exercise. Okay, let me do something that's valuable to me. I'm looking at myself as the consumer, What am I going to be able to consume? What am I going to be able to do, to get this vision of where I want to be in health? There are some people I know. If you're wanting love in your life, can you just raise your hands? I know if you want love, I'm talking about marriage. I'm looking at everybody. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm like, who doesn't want love, right? Some of you guys are moving in the opposite direction of your vision of love. I'm gonna tell you how. I know some friends that stay in the house all day. They don't like to go out. They don't want to date. But they're like, oh, I want to get married. I want to find somebody. You're being stagnant. I know you guys know some people who want to be a wife. Want the perfect husband. But they aren't making any quality movements towards their quality vision. So they have this vision of this love life that they want, but maybe they aren't, wifey material. I know some people like that. Maybe they aren't doing things that a wife would do, but they're waiting for the day that they can become a wife to say that they're a wife, right? But we all know that in order to become a wife, someone has to deem you worthy of being a wife, right? Someone has to say, she's somebody I would want to marry. I'm sorry. Someone would have to say, she's somebody I would want to marry. So quality movements towards that quality vision would be in the process, while you're waiting on love, while you're waiting on this special person, work on yourself so that you can be the quality mate, so that when chance knocks on your door, you're ready. The scripture that I said in the beginning means so much to me because what it says is that chance is for us all. Chance will knock on every last one of your doors. Like, it will, But the question is, how will you respond to it? Another example is family. There are some people who wish that they had a closer family, wish that their family was closer together, and that's a vision that they have for their lives. But what are the quality movements that you're making towards that? Are you calling people to get them together? When your auntie calls, are you dodging her calls like I am? Okay? You know what I mean? What are you doing? Are you planning family events? What are you doing to get closer to this vision of family in your life? Another one could be life in general. We all have an idea of the perfect life for ourselves. But, we all want a beautiful life, but beauty is subjective, right? What's a beautiful life to me may not be a beautiful life to you. A beautiful life to you could be living on a farm somewhere, horses. That's not my type of life, okay? That wouldn't be a beautiful life to me. But whatever your vision is in life, okay, let's say you want to be healthy, you want to be in love, you want to be successful. These are all different marathons in your life that you're running. Life is a long marathon. And in every area, you're either moving away from your vision, staying stagnant, or moving towards your vision. So what this taught me, what I was able to learn from this and take back to my life, even though I found success in business, I'm like, well, there's some areas you need to work on, And so I began to look at my life as a long marathon. And I began to understand that chance happens to us all. So there will be a chance in every area of my life to be a better person, to improve. And the way to gain momentum is to respond with momentum. Momentum is deep, for sure. It is deep. It's real deep. It's like deep inside of you, deep. How do you get a car to run? You got to turn on the engine inside of the car. You know what I mean? And so this equation is basically telling you, pay attention to your inner engine, because we can create momentum in our lives in every area, and we can use that momentum to take, advantage of the opportunity and the chance that happens for us all to be elevated in every area of life, okay? And so that's just what I wanted to share with you guys today. Thank you.